Welcome back to the channel. My name's Dallas Garber, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make some circle one putts in the staggered stance. I've got 6 wrens here, got a basket right over there. I'm going to show you my thought process and little tips and tricks that I've learned along the way that has helped me become the putter I am right now. First off, grip. Grip is the first thing you do when you pick up a disc. When you're going to putt, it's the first thing that you do. Whatever is comfortable is usually the correct way. I've been taught that you just kind of throw it up and however you catch it, not like that. However you catch it is about how you hold it. But for me, that is the bottom of the disc. That's how I grip it. I keep the pointer finger on the edge of the rim, kind of right where my crease of the finger is. And I keep my pinky on the rim. Not many people do that, but I like the feel of it. I feel like it creates a little bit more spin, and I have a stronger grip of the disc, even when I'm not holding it very firm. And then the 2 middle fingers, middle and ring finger, are on closer to the middle of the disc. Those create my pop when I'm putting. My thumb tends to be kind of right, well, for a wren, it's kind of nice. It's like right on the edge of that stamp. That's about where I like to hold it. I'm not really super close to the rim. I'm not really super out, just kind of right in the middle part of it. That's comfortable for me. And that's my grip when I'm putting. Next, we're gonna talk about stance. On a staggered stance, you're gonna have your leading foot. So if you're righty, your right foot forward. If you're a lefty, the opposite way, but I'm gonna be showing the righty version of this. You're gonna have your right foot forward. Generally, you wanna be your big toe pointed at the basket. I'm not perfect with that. Usually I'm a little bit more off to the left, probably closer to the left part of the cage, maybe the leftmost chain on the basket is where my big toe's pointed. My back foot is a little bit more, my left foot is a little bit more back, more of like a comfortable athletic stance to where I feel like I can bend and I can like shift from right to left or forward to back pretty easily. It's not fully behind my front foot. It's also not fully out to where it's a straddle putt. Just kind of comfortable, not super far back in my stance or anything, just athletic stance. And that foot is in a position to where I'm on the ball of my foot and I can just kind of push easily, kind of rock back and forth, get my rhythm. It's all about comfortability. Whatever is comfortable for you is going to be the right way to do it, unless you're doing it some weird way, but it's unlikely. When I'm putting, I try to get a sense of rhythm. I used to rock back a lot, back and forth. I don't do that anymore. My rhythm is still there though, like in my routine, I'm kind of rocking on my back foot. So that's kind of my rhythm is I rock back on my back foot a little bit, just kind of tap it on the ground a little bit just to get my body in line with the basket, and I know where I'm wanting to go. I'm positioned towards the chains. My shoulders are a little bit off to the left, but not a ton. I tend to aim for a little bit above the cage, but center pole. So right about here on the pole, I believe is the perfect putt. If you miss a little bit to the right, you're still in. If you miss a little bit to the left, you're still in. If you miss high, you're still up here. If you miss right and high, sometimes they catch up here, same thing at the left side. I think this has the greatest, you can miss your target and it still goes in the most out of any other spot on the basket, in my opinion. And I personally think the best miss in disc golf is cage, because it has the least amount of rollaways, least amount of kicks. It's also the easiest to change on the next putt. Easier to just putt it a little bit higher, a little bit harder than if you were to hit band and try to putt it softer, because then that changes the angle and speed of the disc and all of that as well. So that's about where I aim for. I believe the perfect putt is just barely over this cage, right about there. The last little bit of advice that I think is the most important when putting is really making sure your fingertips are locked in with your target, specifically where you are looking on that basket. So for me, that lower part of the center of the pole. I want my fingertips to be fully extended and committed towards that part of the basket every single time. Some of you may have heard shaking hands with the basket. That works as well. You're just kind of wanting your hand to be in that position every single time when you putt. Scott Stokely's golden rule of putting is wherever your hand is finishing at the end is most likely where that disc is going to be going. So if your hand, let's say you're the basket, if my hand is right here, it's probably a made putt. If my hand ends up right here when I'm done, I probably missed it right. Same thing with low, high, left. So you want it to be consistent and aimed right at the center of the pole every single time. That's pretty much no matter what distance you're putting from. But right here we've got about 20 feet. So just gonna putt a couple times, try to keep my hand locked in with that center of the basket. Take that advice, things I've said so far, and try to put it all combined into these putts. I got 6 putts right here, 20 feet away. See if I can make them all. All right. They weren't all center. Some of them were a little bit left. There was one that was a little bit right. But because of where I was aiming, they all happened to be a little bit low. Even when I missed left and right, they still caught in the basket. And so those were still makes. Now we're going to move it back a little bit. Great thing about putting on a basketball court is you got these little helpful handy-dandy lines right here. So we're going to start white one, black one here. We're going to do one more last back here. This is about 25 feet away from the basket now. Pretty much doing the same exact thing as I was from 20 feet, just with a little bit more commitment, maybe a little bit higher of a leg kick, but not much. Those are good putts. Honestly, we have a 30-footer, edge of circle. Got 6 putts again. Just gonna try and keep the same principles I've said throughout the video. Everything's in line, committed towards that lower center part of the pole. Last putt, do a little bit more of a routine, tournament style. Making sure my eyes are locked in with that lower center part of the pole. Got my grip. Everything's good, rhythm. And the putt. Cool. All right, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you like content, and you want to see more stuff in the future, maybe along with this December series or next year while I'm on tour, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and you'll see some videos pop up. See you in the next one.